Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. I'm going to try a new technique on hummingbirds. As I sit out here on a beautiful day, and yes, we are setting up umbrellas. We're trying something different. Hopefully they won't fly away, but we'll get it right at some point. Let's talk about feeding hummingbirds before they get to you. This is so important because I meet people in the store and they tell me they don't have hummingbirds, or one comes in and all this, and there's so many reasons why people don't get hummingbirds when they're all over the place, literally in your neighborhood, but they're not coming to you. So today we're going to start with something really basic, and I think it's so important because this little thing can make a big difference. Before we figure out how come you're not bringing in a lot, I get that question too. We're going to talk about how come they're not coming to you. This is going to be a story as a person telling it about people, but it's not about people. Okay, so once upon a time, I started drinking coffee. You know what coffee is. You get it from your parents. You see them drinking, you try it out. My dad liked black with sugar. My mother liked it with cream or milk. And I ended up drinking it both ways. Right now I'm drinking water out of a coffee cup. That's got hummingbirds on it. So let's say now I go someplace else and I'm traveling around and somebody hands me this. This is Gary's coffee cup that he drags all over the yard. I painted a yellow stripe on it so he can find it because he used to lose it. I picked this up at the thrift store. Somebody had their name and phone number all engraved, and I guess eventually they got rid of it. And when I looked it up, to my surprise, this thing was worth about $40 to $60 new. Boy, he's really used it. He's had it for many years. But the point is, I didn't even know what this was. This is kind of an odd thing. So if I was going somewhere and I walked in and I found this coffee cup sitting there or something similar and this, I wouldn't reach for this. I wouldn't bother drinking out of that. But I would grab a coffee cup and go get a cup of coffee out of a regular coffee cup. Something that looks familiar. This to me looks familiar. Ceramic, it's got a handle, it's got a wide mouth on it. I can see in. Everything looks good. I know what that is. I know that this is a coffee cup, so I can drink water out of it, coffee, juice, anything I want. I don't know anything about that. That to me is kind of a foreign looking thing, and it isn't something I want to drink out of. So if I walked into a place that offered only these cups and they were just kind of sitting around, these Nissan stainless steel things, I probably would leave and go someplace else that had a regular coffee cup because it's familiar to me. It's something that I know what it is. I like this. This is what I like drinking out of. I don't want to drink coffee out of something I don't know what it is. And I like these types of cups, and this is what I drink my coffee out of. What I'm trying to stress is something that is familiar. Something that when a hummingbird comes to your place, they know what it is. And this is the best time to talk about it because so many of you end up with new feeders every year. Maybe they wear out, maybe you don't like the way they look, maybe you've dropped them and broke them at the end of the season, decided you'll just wait and get new ones. A lot of people get new ones. This is what I'm trying to stress here. So let's move the coffee cups over. So now you know what I like to drink out of and what I don't want to drink out of. So you go and get a beautiful glass hummingbird feeder. The top is glass, the bottom is metal. Sometimes they're plastic. This one's plastic and metal. Now here's the problem. How many are these sold? How many of these end up in people's homes, outside, in yards? Hundreds, 1,000. So you get these all over and you've got millions of hummingbirds flying all over. Now, is the hummingbird going to know what this is? I don't know. They may not know, kind of like this coffee cup. They might fly right by it. Not because it's blue and green, because they don't know what this is. Then you get this one. And they sell quite a few more of these, plastic, which is fine, because I will tell you one thing. The metal on these gets hot. Plastic doesn't get hot. Glass gets hot, metal gets hot. That's something else we'll talk about later. So they come by here and they look at this. It's red, it looks kind of familiar, and you will get occasionally some of them try them out. And they go, this is good. This is really a nice hummingbird feeder. Then you get them coming to your yard, and let's say you went to Walmart or you went somewhere and you got the First Nature ones. Whatever style it is, the holes are a little different. They may have a little bit bigger or smaller bases, but this is the First Nature, which is all over here. You know what? I'm going to say 1 million plus of these are sold, which means 1 million birds know what this is. They've seen it. They know exactly what this feeder is, and when they see it flying by, and if it's in the open, they will come dive bomb to it because they know what it is, including the other ones that you can get at Dollar Tree. Those too, I was going to say 1 billion of them are sold. I don't know how many of those are sold. That's another one. That one needs a little tweaking to get them to really be happy with it, but it works. This one gives them a place to sit. This one gives them a place to drink from. They can see it, the color's right, and the most important thing is it's familiar to them. So if you're going out and you want to start feeding hummingbirds, I would say the first thing you want to do if you're buying new feeders is get something that they will recognize. That's the #1 thing you want to do. We'll talk about where to set it up another time, how to set them up, how to bring in thousands. But right now you want to get something familiar. Now, if somebody gave you this, and this was a gift, don't toss it out. You'll use it, but I'll tell you how in a second. The point is, when they fly by, they recognize these, and they recognize the ones that are sold in Dollar Tree. They have 3 seats. I've got a few of them down there. And like I said, we can tweak those. We'll do a whole video on how to make them just as good as this. But they know what it is, and that's when they'll come to your yard. So many times I talk to people and they say, oh, I got the fanciest hummingbird feeder. I got a bottle that hangs out there. It looks like a mason bottle, and they won't come to it. Or I've got this beautiful glass feeder. Or they've got something like even this that sits on a window that falls all the time, though I do use these, but I set it on an edge. They don't know what it is. They may not even know what a dot is. They fly by, they look, I'm going to keep going. And they go further down, somebody half a mile down, because remember, they travel miles. They see this. They know what it is. They're going to dive bomb on here, especially when they're thirsty or hungry, especially hungry, and they're going to drink. So start off with something that you know all the hummingbirds are using, and you will start getting hummingbirds that way if you're not getting that many. And like I said, if you like the little stories that I can do, I will continue to do these, and we'll get into how to get thousands of hummingbirds too. But we'll get into that another day, another video. Now, as I was saying, you can put this one out, but to put this one out and get this one used quick, you want to have some familiar hummingbird feeders around. So when these are hanging there, they dive bomb and see this one and feed out of it. And if this is hanging over here, they'll look at it. If they're not really hungry, they may not go to this one right away. They'll continue to this one, but eventually somebody will go to this and they will use this too. If you're really in a hot area, be careful with glass, because glass holds heat. Plastic doesn't hold heat. This does. So if it gets really hot, this will get really, really hot. So hang these in the shade if you're dealing with a lot of heat. Make a cover for them so they don't get direct sunlight. It is always good to have some sort of cover, but if you can't, just put a small amount in here and change it often. I would change it, well, on every day. I change mine. They come in 2 and 3 times a day, all of them, and new ones come out. But for you, if it's cool, 3 days. If it's hot, change it every day. At night, take them in, wash them. You can use dish soap a little bit if you want, but the main thing to do is scrub them up in hot water in your sink. I don't put anything in the dishwasher. You'll warp them, and once you warp them, you can't get them back together. Just hot water in the sink that you can put your hands under, scrub it up, clean it up really good. You need the smallest amount of soap, maybe on a toothbrush, and scrub it, and you're good to go. And if the holes start to look like they're getting dirty, a mascara brush. Sometimes you can get the brushes that are for bottles, or straws. You can get into that, but I found the mascara brush is better because the ones that clean your straws have a little bit of a ball on the end, and sometimes they won't get into the holes. I do make these bigger, but that would be another video, the holes on that. So again, as hummingbirds start to approach your yard, you start to see them in the plants. Get something familiar, and then if somebody gave you a gift or you've got fancy ones, get the fancy ones out, but get them kind of close to the familiar ones. As they start to use this, then you can move it away. And I think you'll understand why. They won't drink out of this, but they will drink out of something that's familiar. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Write your comments underneath. Tell me what you want to know. You want to know how to bring in thousands. You want to know how to clean the hummingbird feeders. You want to know how to place them. You want to know how to stop them from fighting and bullying each other, because obviously, geez, they're all over the place. They get along here, and there's reasons for everything. But we'll tell it in a story so you can visualize it and maybe understand more than just somebody blurting out, this is what you do, and you go, but why? You're going to know why after you watch and listen to my story. I want to see the top. It is too old for me.